Good morning, church. Good to be with you. Happy Friday. We get to visit some of the prophet Isaiah today in our reading, and maybe in a way that is startling to us. We have a reminder that Jesus fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah of hardening of hearts and a lack of belief. Perhaps verse 41 is what is the most startling, though, to us, that Isaiah said these things because he saw his glory and spoke about him. Who? He's talking about Jesus. And this is a truly remarkable statement that Isaiah saw Jesus on the throne. If we go back to Isaiah chapter 6, you can read that account, and you too can marvel that John would equate the one that Isaiah saw with Jesus, the pre-incarnate Christ. Truly stunning and an unexpected development in the scriptures, and yet another conclusion for us that Jesus really is God, and he has this tight, intimate connection, a oneness with the Father. And just as he'll say in his summary next, he says, if you've seen me, you have seen the Father. And this is just another way to say that and to consider that. But what about this idea that there was this intentional blindness, this intentional hardening? If we go back to that scene in Isaiah, we get that Isaiah was commissioned to preach blindness. That was his job. Go and preach and make the people's hearts hard, and that they're not going to respond to you. What a terrible commission. And likewise, Jesus, when he asked or talked about why he preached in parables, he said it's so that the people won't understand. Is intentionally obscure. The signs were given for belief, 7 powerful signs we've covered, and yet they didn't believe. Why? Because they couldn't, because of the hardness of their hearts. And we're just driven into this conclusion that is only God who can reveal, who can enlighten, who can illuminate the reality, who can quicken the dead human heart back to life, who can soften the hard, stone-like human heart and make it clay and make it living again. And so when we consider bringing the word and the good news to other people, do it in prayer. Praise God that he worked a miracle in your life. And so just so prayerfully, so diligently bring this truth to other people and just love them and continue to love them, just like Jesus did these hard-hearted Israelites and their leaders. So we are to love a hard-hearted world that summarily rejects absolute truth and rejects Christ, and know that this Jesus who sits on the throne, who Isaiah saw, we just marvel at the power and the glory of our God.